making private money, your first 100K, or even possibly your next 100K. Who wants to be one of these guys or gals? Who wants to like have money thrown at them where everyone is like, hey, I got money. What do you got? Where's the deal? We all want to be that, right? I love this guy with the glasses. I love seeing him in movies. So anytime I see memes with him, I was like, I gotta use this. But we're gonna go straight into how to raise your first or even next 100K in private money. Yes, you will be able to raise six figures from private individuals. All right. So here's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to look over the purpose of our Elite Capital Raiser group. That's a free group that is on Skool, because this group is there to help you learn and attract private money and build investor relationships. And there's so many free tools there, as well as in our free group as well on Skool. So a lot of you are already in our Skool group. So shout out to you. Shout out for all my people in the free Skool group. If you're not, hello, you are missing out. You just need to join in. We do these Zooms, you get notifications. There's a ton of resources. Connect with people, be intentional, right? Don't just show up to Zooms, connect and hear what other persons are doing. We're also going to touch on our 7-day free trial promotion that we are doing in the Elite Capital Raiser Pro group. And that's where we focus a lot on our accountability. And in that group, we have more resources, templates, scripts. Persons have access to me for over 2 to 3 hours just for accountability calls on a Zoom every week, right? So we're going to go over a 7-day free trial, money back guarantee. If you don't like it, if you're like, I'm not ready for this, this is not for me, boop, hit cancel. Nothing is wrong with that. At least you get to test it out and you see what we have to offer. Then we're going to go over a step-by-step guide. So you're going to get a clear roadmap of how to raise capital from finding lenders to closing deals, because guess what? It is not as complicated as you think. It's super easy. When I'm done, you're going to be like, that's it? Yes, that's it. What really makes you win and raise that money is consistency and for you to believe in yourself. All right. And then we're also going to give you some action steps for you, practical, easy to follow steps to start raising capital immediately. And then of course, we're all going to have a Q&A. Like, what's a session without a live Q&A session for you to gain clarity? So we're going to get to that as well. Why listen to me? Like, Kalisha, who are you? Why? All right. So just a quick overview. I don't have a background in real estate or raising money. I'm just a gal from Jamaica, born and raised my entire life, spent 21 years in Jamaica, did marketing, had the perfect marketing job back home. And I decided to leave Jamaica in 2018 and move to the US, gave up everything that I had, my job security, to go do, guess what? Can you guys see what I'm doing in that picture? I was cleaning toilet and puke on Martha's Vineyard for everyone who come to the summer to just get drunk and wild. That's what I was doing. That's what I left my job to go and do, right? And to clean table. Yeah, but we made the best out of it, but that was not the good part. So I left my proper job to go and do that. And then in doing that as well, by 2020 during COVID, I was 2019 actually, I started looking more into this real estate investing. And from there, I started to like build my knowledge and everything like that. And from there, I was like, I'm sick and tired of reading books. I'm sick and tired of listening to podcasts. One entire year I spent trying to be ready. And I just got that feeling within me where like, Kalisha, like you got to stop. In order for you to learn, you just got to do it. Take the leap of faith. And then from there, I living in Massachusetts, I started fix and flip in Memphis, Tennessee remotely. So, which was insane. Make it worse. This was in COVID, which I'm crazy, right? In COVID, doing out of state investing, never done it before. But I was so confident in myself that I spent time building my knowledge, but I knew that in order for me to get to where I wanted to be, I just had to start. And I kid you not, everything that I read, my first deal did not go according to plan. Nothing. I was literally creating my own steps throughout. From there as well, I got promoted at my job being a restaurant manager there, and I had to be juggling being a restaurant manager. I would like sneak out through that back door if my contractor called me. And then there as well, we purchased a home, a short-term rental. So I will be dealing with guests right? Crazy doing all of that work in a 13-hour shift as well. But guess what? It paid off because in putting all that work and sacrifice, I was able to purchase my first vacation rental in Smoky Mountains. I've never been to this place before. I've heard about it from another investor. Again, I'm just an island girl who put myself out there and connected with people. And the crazy thing is, guys, this was the house I used private money for. I was not in a real estate mastermind. I had no clue I was raising private money. And Jennifer, literally, this house was family and friends that I use their money. I partner with them with their capital to purchase this house because we needed like $125,000 as a down payment. I knew nothing about promissory note more. I knew nothing about all those stuff. And the way how I approached them was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I sold them on the vision. I spent the year just building myself. Would you be interested in something like this? I had no clue what I was doing, but now you guys are going to be strapped with all the tools, the resources that you need. So you can do it, no matter if you don't have a real estate background. From there, guess what? I kept going. Even when people told me no, I kept going. And this was me in 2023. I quit my job 2022 to focus on real estate full time. And this was me at a conference raising private money, talking about how I am raising money for myself and for other people. Fast forward a couple months, guess where I was on? Bigger Pockets. If you would ask me while I was in that restaurant, if I would be a guest on Bigger Pockets podcast, I was like, yeah, in 5 to 10 years. This happened a year after I decided to go in real estate investing full time to share my story of how I started and how I'm raising private money. And then fast forward a year later, not even a couple months later, I believed in myself and took the urge to just start this free community here on Skool. And 751 of you guys decided to join in. And I'm sharing this because no matter where you're at, you can start. And once you commit and give 110%, the opportunities and the doors that start opening for you that you think you would get in 5 to 10 years happen quicker than you ever think. So I want you guys to keep that in mind as I share this information with you guys tonight. All right. So why I'm credible as well, I've raised my first 200K, and actually it's 290K from social media in 2 days, right before Christmas. And in total for that December, I raised, what's 290 plus 50,000? I don't know. That's maybe 320,000 in December on social media from people I've never met before. Literally. And that's why I'm sharing this with you. Everything that I did back then to raise this money in 1 month from people that I've never met, I'm going to share with you guys how to do that tonight. I also raised my first 2.5 million in 1 year. Guys, again, a girl, 2018 from Jamaica, $2.5 million. That's rich. I will never, in my head, that is way too much money. And that is the dream, to be able to see that money, right? But again, I had that momentum and I kept going, and I just stick with this raising private money thing. And then I just built a network of repeat borrowers and lenders. So lenders who just, hey, Kalisha, I have money. Here you go. And then those same lenders are bringing people that they know to me to invest with me, right? And the same with borrowers as well. Borrowers see the value that I bring. Like, hey, I love being an operator. Kalisha, go find me that money, right? And then the business just start building. I've also created a system to close funding, gap funding, I don't know what that I wrote, for real estate projects. What I mean is that a lot of softwares out there was really focused on wholesaling, direct to agent, direct to sell. I didn't have anything where if I'm raising private money and I have a bunch of leads for private money lenders, how do I connect with them? How do I nurture those leads as well? So there was nothing. I went ahead and built my own. I'm kind of like you guys are familiar with the visionary and integrator. I'm both brains. I think I lean more towards the integrator, but for a lot of things, if I cannot find someone to get it done, I'm just going to do it myself. Right. So I just created a whole system with that. So I've been where you are. I know how to navigate the challenges of raising capital. Trust me, I do. And I hope my story shows you that I truly understand. I started with no experience. I built my expertise through trial, error, consistent learning. Now I'm here to shorten your learning curve, right? So are you guys ready to raise your first or even your next 100K in private money? Talk to me. Are you guys ready? I need to see the chat. Come on. I'm not all for y'all sitting here soaking up all the information. What's the point? How do you think you're gonna listen? Talk to yeah, see, this is guys, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. All right. So take your notepads. Let's go. Don't do this thing of taking a screenshot with your phone. Just write. The more you write, as much as you can, you will remember it because you're going to take a picture and you will never go back to read what's on that picture. So take notes, all right? Now, the basics is that you need to understand the basics of private money. And I've seen a lot of times people, they mix up a private individual with a hard money. So they would talk to a bunch of brokers, a bunch of hard money lenders. They're like, oh my God, I just met a hard money lender. I was like, talk to me. Are they asking you about filling out an application? Yes. Are they talking about they only fund up to 75% loan to cost? Yes. Honey, that's a hard money lender. They are the middle person to a private money lender. Your hard money lender is a group of private money lenders go under an organization and they trust the broker, which is a hard money lender, to disperse the funds and negotiate the work. You need to find an individual who you can negotiate terms with. That's your true private money lender. But you have to understand the basics of private money. What does that look like? Private money as a funding source is truly from individuals, family, acquaintances interested in real estate investment outside of traditional banks. You have to understand that, right? You also have to understand that it's an opportunity for lenders to earn a higher return. Anywhere typically 8 to 12% annualized, and it's backed by a tangible asset like real estate. That's the main thing, private money. Like Kim could be a private money lender. Jennifer could be a private money lender. Michelle could be a private money lender. It's anyone who's sitting with capital and just want to earn 8 to 12% annualized return. Literally anybody could be a private money lender. Now, why would people want to lend, Kalisha, apart from a high return? Why? Why would they give the money? You have to recognize that private money lenders are attracted by the promise of higher returns and they love the real estate. Guess what? Because they get that security. They have that collateral, which is a property. So if they cannot get their money back, they have the asset that they can sell and pull their money out, right? And lenders want more than just interest. They want safety and a solid return on their investment. So imagine you drop in $2 million lending someone. You want to make sure your money is safe. Anybody, think about it. You have to think of when you go to someone and ask them to give you 100,000, if it was your 100,000, wouldn't you want to make sure your 100,000 is safe? Wouldn't you want to make sure your 100,000, you're going to get a solid return and it's protected? So you have to understand these basic things, because if you go to a family member or friend, you'll be able to explain this or have this understanding to know how to pitch them to invest in whatever opportunity that you have. Now, once you understand the basics of private money, you have to develop a compelling pitch. I'm literally going through the order that you can raise money so quickly if you just follow these steps, right? Develop a clear and compelling pitch. What does that look like? Know your numbers, as simple as that. Know your numbers. So many times people will be like, hey, Kalisha, I need 200,000. I'll give you 20% return. Okay. Do you think I'm going to be frightened by 20% return? Tell me about the deal. And a lot of times too, people just post on social media or in groups that we're all in. I need $200,000, that's 20% return. A lot of lenders are going to skip past that. And if you guys don't realize that you're passing on potential private money lenders that could invest in your deal, you are also setting the stone or setting the standard for yourself. And people are just going to skip over it. So you got to prepare the details of your deals, whether it's a fix and flip, a rental, or another investment. Know your ROI. What's the project timeline and exit strategy? If you take the time and simply put it together, and you can literally copy and paste. And then someone, a private lender is going to be like, okay, this person's serious. If this is something I'm interested in, I'll reach out for further details. But I have, as a lender, I have the basic information that I need to see if this is something that I will be interested in. As simple as this, right? Lenders want to know the financial details clearly. So be confident and accurate in sharing them. Now, a lot of you may be on this call as well, but you're like, Kalisha, but I don't have a deal. Don't worry about that. I'll tell you what to do next. But when you do find a deal, you got to make sure you have this. Because if you go and meet someone, let's say you go to a networking event and they're like, what do you do? I'm a real estate investor, blah, blah, blah. And you give your pitch. And if they're like, hey, so what are you working on now? Oh, actually, I'm working on a fix and flip project and I'm looking for a capital partner to come in with about 200,000. I'll need the money for about like 8 months. And what I'm going to do is just renovate and sell the property. I'm going to use your funds to help me to purchase the property, renovate it, and leave some money there for reserves. And I'm going to pay like a really great return. Would this be something that you're interested in? I literally just covered the main thing that lender might need to make a decision if this is something he would be interested in. So you got to know your numbers to develop a compelling pitch, right? Offer value as well. So you highlight the key benefits. Offer an 8 to 12% return, right? So in your pitch, you can put that in there. A lot of you use double-digit return. That's okay. But you also got to know who are you talking to as well when you're pitching to know how do I say double-digit returns or do I actually say 8 to 12% annualized return? I love stating a range. Even for if I don't have a deal itself and they're like, oh, so Kalisha, what amount are you looking for? Well, I don't have a deal right now, but on average, I need anywhere between 50 to 100,000. Average return, 8 to 12%. You're literally just planting the seeds to give them an idea of what type of deals you're working on, how much money you will need, and what type of returns they'll be getting, right? Provide security, first lien or collateral. Hey, your money will be protected because your money's protected by the asset that I have. So we'll put a lien on it, right? Straight to the point. This is a short-term investment. It's only 6 months. Actually, it's 12 months. I can pay you back in 8 months, but I want 12 months to be safe. Get straight to the point. No fluff. No fluff. None. Oh, a house just sold up the street. Blah. No, I don't care about the house just sold up the street. Give me the details first. And then if I'm interested, then you can give me all that additional information. Oh my God, I have a great opportunity. Don't we all? We all have a great opportunity, but go in and give the clear information, know your numbers, offer value all the time. Be clear on what the lender gets in return. Make the offer so compelling, but you have to be extremely clear. A lender can know when the person pitching is not confident in what they're pitching. It is very, very obvious that the lender can know that, right? So you have to be very confident with whatever it is that you are pitching for your deal. Leverage your network. Whoo, honey. Jennifer, I'm not picking on you, but I just remember you, the family and friends. You're going to leverage everyone that you know. When you're starting out, or if you already raise your first 100K, you're going to talk to every single person. Because if you have a deal and you need 100,000 in 3 weeks, there's no limitations. The goal is to get that 300,000. The 100,000. It doesn't matter where you're getting it from. As long as you put it in front of every single person as much as possible. So you have to leverage your network. How? Start with people you know. And this could be reach out to friends. Maybe it's not even family, right? It could be coworkers. Maybe you're in a sports club. If you play football or you do some, what do you call that thing? Knitting, or if you do salsa, like people, like we go so many different places and meet people, we can connect with them, right? And then that's where you're going to focus on educating them about private lending instead of directly asking for money. Now you're like, okay, Kalisha, then how do I educate them? How, if they're not in real estate? When I just started out, and it's something that I do now, whenever someone asks me, what do you do? My pitch is, I partner with people like you who want to invest in real estate, but they don't have the time because they don't want to deal with tenants or contractors. So I do all the work. I commit my time, my resources. You come in as a capital partner and we split the profits. Isn't that straightforward? That's literally straightforward. Kalisha, how can I start that pitch? If a family, a friend, an acquaintance asks you, what have you been up to? How are you? We tend to say, answer like when someone's like, how are you? We're like, I'm good. Use the opportunity to be like, oh, I'm great. I'm actually working on an opportunity or a deal or real estate project. Listen, find a way to get that in. Like that's me right now. If someone asks me a lot of times, how are you? Do you think I just say I'm good and that's it? If we're having a conversation, especially if we haven't spoken in a long time, I'm going to find a way to put that pitch in. Because if they're not in real estate and I tell them, guess what? Their response is going to, if they're not interested, they'll switch the topic. If my pitch grabs their attention, they're going to have a follow-up question. What do you mean? Tell me more. How do you do that? Boom, you know you got them. You can start giving them more information. Now, you might be thinking, Kalisha, I've never done a deal before. Always have a third-party story, and we're going to go into that. You guys have listened on so many Zooms. You're on this call, right? You're literally gonna get everything that you need to pitch, right? But you have to leverage your network. When I was raising my first $50,000, you know what I did? I just went on social media and I made a post. I went in through my contacts and I just go in thinking of friends that I know, family, and I just start texting nonstop because I needed that $50,000 first. So I didn't care where it came from. And if someone told me no, I'm like, no problem. Do you know anyone else that will be interested? Because guess what? Time is of the essence. I need this $50,000 ASAP. I don't know, but maybe for you as well, you work well under pressure, but I work better under pressure. So if I know I have a deadline to meet, I'm like, I need that $50,000 now, right now. I need it. So I'm going to do everything in my power and reach out to my network to get that $50,000, right? People, you can reach out to people you already know and trust are more likely to invest if they understand the benefits and feel confident in the process, right? You have that one person. You're just thinking that whoever your lender is going to be, they're already in the real estate space. I'm telling you, they may not. It could be someone that you talk to every day, but you had no clue they were sitting on money. They had no clue they were sitting on money and could lend. Because a lot of people think that in order to get into real estate, they need hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just as how we thought that as well when we all started out. But then we all started to learn about different strategies and realized you can literally get into real estate with zero out of pocket. Did we know that when we just started? No. So you got to just remember that these people also have the same thinking like you when you just started out. Use social media. This is my biggest way of raising private money or getting leads for potential private money lenders. I use Facebook, I use LinkedIn, I use Instagram. I use YouTube, but when I just started, I hated Facebook. Oh my God, I hated Facebook. I haven't used Facebook in years, but I leveraged my Instagram so much because I was comfortable with Instagram. I was very active on Instagram. So I started with Instagram. And then from there, I started transitioning over Facebook. And then from there, I transitioned over to LinkedIn. So you can use social media to leverage your network, your existing network that is already on your Facebook, your existing followers. A lot of you have 1,000 followers, 300 followers. You can raise money from one person. So if you have 300 people as followers, share with them, appreciate them, tell them what you're doing, right? Share educational content about lending, success stories, real estate projects on these different platforms. When I just started, guys, one of the hardest things for me getting into the real estate space, all of my followers, and I'm going to give you a prime example. My Instagram followers, I had about 2,000 Instagram followers. Now, majority, like 99% of my followers were not doing real estate. These were people back home. But guess what? I knew that in order for me to grow my network, to get more people on my page to follow me who are in real estate, I had to post more content. It was very discouraging, yes, because then I would post stuff in real estate. I wasn't getting the likes, I wasn't getting the comments. I had my friends back home or followers be like, what are you talking about? Like, girl, your content is boring. It got discouraging, but I stick with it. I stick with it, and then I realized that the algorithm, Instagram realized that I'm posting more content about what I'm doing, my journey. I was literally sharing everything about my journey. Even before I got my first deal, books I was reading, I was sharing that on my Instagram story. And the Instagram algorithm realized that I kept posting more real estate stuff. So they kept sharing my real estate videos to non-followers who were interested in real estate. And those non-followers in turn start following me, right? And that is how I got a private money lender as well, to like reach out and be like, hey, I've been following your story because you were educating me for all these years and I want to invest with you. Guys, I literally went on this guy's page and he could tell me about my story and everything. I was like, you don't even have a picture of your face. All his entire profile was just about cars. Still, I do not know how this guy looks, and he has lent me so much money in the past 2 years. Why? Because I was just posting my journey on social media, and because of me posting, he follows real estate stuff. He saw one of my videos that Instagram pushed to him. He in turn followed me over the years, and then in turn be like, all right, I follow your story. I want to invest with you. And he just kept doing it over and over and over. And he brought more people to me. So start now, literally start now, and it will all work out. So use social media because it's a powerful tool for you to position yourself as a trusted expert and attract potential lenders. That word right there. You're thinking, Kalisha, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert either. I'm not. But guess what? I guarantee you have more knowledge about real estate, about private money lending than majority of the people on your network, on your social, on your Instagram, on your Facebook, right? You could be that person in your family or within your circle of high school, college friends that's doing real estate and open the doors, or persons like mindset, like, oh my God, I did not know it was that easy to get into real estate. And that will make them even trust you more because you have a pre-existing relationship. So don't be afraid to post on social media. Now, if you don't have to be an expert, you don't have to have all these fancy lightings, cameras, and all that stuff. You don't. Just we're on a Zoom right now, guys. You're learning how to raise your first 100K. Take a picture of the screenshot of everyone on this call. Post it in your story. Post it on your feed. Go post it on Facebook. Tonight, I learned about how I can raise my first 100K in private money for my real estate project. Who's interested? We're overthinking this, and we need to stop overthinking this, okay? And I'm gonna put her on blast. Audrey, I saw that and I was like, I have to put this in my presentation because Audrey raised her first 100K because she made 2 posts on social media and had a friend that she haven't seen or talked to in 5 years reach out, and they jump on a call, and that person is gonna invest with Audrey. You realize she said she made 2 posts, that's the key, on social media. A friend that she hasn't spoken with or talked to in 5 years reached out. How insane is that? How insane, and yet we're afraid just to make that post. What do we have to lose? Because you won't get enough likes or comments? Psh, honey, that should not be the goal right now for likes and comments. The goal is to have an online presence. Let people know what is it that you are doing. So shout out to you, Audrey. That's a major win. And Audrey is also a part of Elite Capital Raiser Pro Group as well. So shout out to you. I love this for you, honey. I love to see y'all win. And I'm so grateful that she went in and shared it because we want to celebrate your win, guys. Like, this is huge. This is like amazing. All right. Okay. So now that you know you leverage your network, right? Now you have to learn how to present the opportunity for that deal that you won $100,000 for. All right. Create a simple deck or flyer. Guys, Canva is free. Canva has templates. Go put the information in. So I literally had a flyer. I didn't have a fancy deck at that time. I had just a regular flyer when I raised my first $50,000. I had that first time I had it was a vacant lot, three vacant lots in St. Petersburg. I've never done new construction before, but I've partnered with two solid local real estate investors here. And when I partner with them, they're like, Hells, we're gonna need $50,000 for EMD. I'm like, that's a lot of money. But at that point, I was like, girl, if you want to get to raising money, you have to start first. You have to start somewhere. You have to raise your first funds. And if $50,000 is going to be my first, it is going to be my first. And I put together a flyer. It went on Canva. I looked for a flyer that I like. I didn't even change the color. I put a picture of the lot where the picture should go. I put the property address. I put that I need $50,000. I put it that I needed for at that time, I needed it for 3 months. I put that return. I was like negotiable because at that point I had no clue what to put. I was still figuring it out. I put that on the flyer. I put, if interested, please reach out. Here's my number. Use of funds, earnest money deposit. How do we plan to repay you? We have a main lender coming in, and that's how you get your money back. That's it. And I was so glad that I made that flyer. Why? Because then I started messaging people and I just start sending the flyer. I'm not typing the same message over and over. And I post that flyer on Facebook. And then what I did was I started messaging people on Facebook. So instead of me like, hey, can you lend me $50,000? And then someone's going to respond like, what do you need it for? And another person's going to, what is the return? Hey, here's all the information. Just one thing. I'm just click, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. If you're interested, respond. That's it. It's less work for you guys because a lot of times you want $50,000. You're offering whatever the rate is. But then someone's going to ask you, what do you need the money for? Okay, how do you plan to pay me back? And then you're answering all these questions, so much back and forth. If you just put everything on a deck on a flyer, you're making it easier for your lender to say yes because you're making it easier for them to conduct due diligence. They're not trying to find all the information themselves. So go on Canva, get a flyer as well, make it clean, professional, and this is what it includes the investment opportunity. Tell what's the project for, right? What is the expected return? The investment security. Are you going to cross collateralize or are you putting a first lien on the subject property that you want the money for? So your material should be so clear. It should be so concise and easy to understand. No need for real estate jargons. Just keep it simple, guys. And I can tell you this because I know what some of you are thinking when I just started. I'm like, oh, I gotta be fancy and use all the real estate words. No. And I realized the more I switch my entire pitching, my presentation, and layer things out so even a baby could understand, lenders were so much faster to say yes because they understood the deal. So by the time they reached out to me, they're either, hey, I'm ready to go, or they just want to clarify something because they had all the information to help them to make that decision. All right. Practice your pitch as well. Oh, guys, a lot of you hate doing that. You just think your pitch should be a one script thing. Honey, you know, they always tell you with affirmations, if you don't believe in yourself, go say your affirmations in the mirror. You're doing the same thing with your pitch. Look yourself dead in the eye and practice your pitch over and over and over. Different way of how to practice your pitch, because go practice it to your friends, your family member, your husband, your kid, you're in the house. This will let you gain confidence, right? You keep it short, you keep it clear, focus on how the deal will benefit the lender. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. And guess what? Even when you practice and you go pitch it to one person, you're going to screw up. But then at least you realize that this is where you screw up. So the next time you go and pitch, you become better at pitching to that person. That's literally how you become better at pitching. Do I still screw up to this day with pitching? Of course I do. But do I knock myself down? No. Especially when I'm at a networking event and I have to keep pitching to different people. Sometimes I'm like, Kalisha, what did you just say? That was a shitty ass pitch. That was shitty. Like, that pitch did not make any sense. That was so complicated. You were jumbling on your words. You're just running. You were talking as if you were doing a script. But I was like, all right, this is where you mess up. The next person you talk to, go do your pitch. And I was like, oh, Okay, I fixed that. Now I'm back in my game and I feel confidence. I'm ready to go. So you are going to mess up your pitch, okay? And that's okay, but you just got to practice. Because the more you practice, the more natural and persuasive your pitch will become. All right. Build credibility. Oh my God. And I'm stressing these for the new people, Kalisha. How do I build credibility? I'm completely new. Go partner with experienced operators. Whatever city that you're in, go find people who are doing it and be like, hey, I know you're doing a lot of stuff, right? You need money? Of course. Who doesn't need money? I need money. You need money. We all need money. Yeah, I need money. What do you need it for? Oh, I'm working on a few fix and flip. Tell me about these projects. How much money do you need? How long do you need it for? Leverage that operator credibility. So if you're new, team up with those people. They're the operator. You're the capital raiser. So that way your lender will feel so confident that even though you're raising the money, you have a solid team behind the project that know what is it that they're doing. And this is a perfect way. Go to networking events, go find people who are doing it and need money and go raise money for them. That's what I do. I still do this to this day. When I find a good operator, whether it's fix and flip, new construction, whatever it is, I'm like, hey, do you need money? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, I would love to raise money for you. You're already doing the work. You're finding the deals. I do not like finding the deals. I hate that. I hate it. I was like, if you are finding the deals, you're doing the work, I'll go out there and raise money for you. And I just use that. I leverage their experience and it makes it so easier for me to raise money. Yes, I do have my credibility, but if you're completely new, partner. That's what I did. I partnered with experienced operators here who knows about new construction. And I leveraged their experience when pitching. So when my first $50,000, when the lender was like, all right, have you ever done a new construction before? No, but I have two, my partners, they've done new construction a lot. So they have the experience. They're builders themselves. They have done fix and flip. They have rentals. I'm just partnering with them because they have the experience, right? So that's how you build credibility. Highlight safeguards as well. Be transparent about how the investment is secured. Keep it straightforward. Hey, your money will be secured by the property. It's a collateral. We can do first lien, second lien, or even a personal guarantee, right? Lenders want to know their money is safe. So make sure you explain the safeguards clearly. Think about it, guys. If it was you and someone asked you to lend you $3,000, $1,000, you're like, what do you need the money for? How do I make sure I can get my money back? It's the same mentality for your lenders. It's just more money. That is it, right? Attend networking events. Yes, guys, it is crucial. How else do you think you're going to find people with money? Tell me, how? Commit. Commit to going to real estate meetups. Now, some of you may hear sometimes I say you won't find as many private money lenders at meetups, but if you're starting out, you can. You truly can. I still go to real estate meetups, but now I'm at a point where I need a certain amount of money. So I'm going to different events. So if I go to these local meetups, I'm going there to find borrowers and I'm going there to find lenders who are just looking to plant their money in a deal that's local in their backyard. But go to real estate meetups and find operators, find in lenders. Hey, if you meet someone, you give them your pitch, the same pitch where they're like, what do you do? Oh, I'm a real estate investor. I basically partner with people who want to invest in real estate, but they don't have the time. They don't want to deal with contractors and tenants. They don't want to do that fix and flip stuff. So they come in with the capital. That's how you know if someone truly could be a private money lender. They may not even know they could be a private money lender, but you caught their interest just with that. All right. Because face-to-face interactions build trust. It creates opportunities for more meaningful relationships. Don't tell me you don't have the time to attend networking events. Commit to 2 for the month, 3 for the month. Go find your local REIA. There's so many real estate meetups in a lot of cities. Unless you live in what is that state called? Oh my God. Alaska. I know a real estate investor in Alaska, and he's like, Kels, there is no meetup here. I think I'm the only person in our group that's in real estate. But guess what? He just started a meetup.
Who is it? I live in Alaska.
Jesse Stanton.
Oh, I know Jesse. Yeah.
See?
I mean,
There you go. And this was maybe in 2021, and Jesse was like, Kels, there's There's no meetup. And he just started it and had agents and stuff and started educating people about it, right? Commit to 3, put it in your calendar. At least when you commit to 3 and meet people, I'm not saying to go to an event every single week or you got to pay so much money to attend. A lot of these networking events are free, but just commit to it, guys. When I just moved to Tampa, I was like, you know what? I need to build my network. I'm committing myself to every networking event. Of course, I was drained. I was like networking event back to back to back to back. But I met so many different people. I realized which networking events made sense and which didn't, right? But just commit to 3 or 4 for the month and just go, right? Business and investment clubs. Some of you might be some local clubs that's non-real estate related. Maybe you volunteer, you're on a, what do you call that? A board or a nonprofit organization. Like, use your pitch there, because a lot of times those people have disposable income and might be interested in lending opportunities as well. So don't sleep on that. So surround yourself with people who understand the value of investing in real estate and other alternative investments. And we're almost there. Document everything. A lot of times when we just started out with raising capital, we think about this process first. That's not important. I mean, it is important, but when you're just starting out, it's not. Because how are you going to figure out to draft your promissory note, your mortgage, and all that stuff if you don't have details of the deal? That doesn't make any sense, right? But once you get to this stage, you want to have a professional draft, a clear promissory note, a loan agreement. Go to an attorney, go to a title company who is a closing attorney. Tell them, hey, this is the amount of money I'm borrowing. This is how long it's for. These are the terms. The professionals will draft it. Do not use ChatGPT. Oh my God. I know someone who used ChatGPT and I was like, did you really use ChatGPT for loan documents? They're like, yeah, because I didn't want to pay. And when I looked on that loan document, I was like, do you know if this deal went south? This document is so much in favor of the lender and not you, right? So go to the experts. That's what they're there for, especially in your state as well, right? Proper documentation not only protects both parties, but it also builds trust with your lenders. It let them know that, hey, as much as I want your 100,000, I'm serious about business. We're putting this in writing. I'm signing. I'm taking on a loan. So even if it's family member or friends, hey, this is a business transaction. I'm taking on a loan. I'm going to be legally obligated to pay you your money back. All right. And here's how you can take action today, not tomorrow, not in 2025. Oh my God, if I hear one more person have a goal and they're like, I'm going to wait until next year. No, start now, right? You took the first step by being here and educating yourself about private money lending. So I want you guys to like pat yourself on the shoulder right now. Hello, I can see you guys. I want to see you do it. Pat yourself on the back. You're here. All right. So that's the first step. The second step is I want you to reach out to 20 people in your network. 20 people. It's not that hard. Like, you guys have more than 20 people in your contacts, more than 20 friends on Facebook, more than 20 Instagram followers. Send a personalized message or acquaintances and just tell them something about lending. Send a voice memo. If you don't want to text, send a voice memo. What do you got to lose? The most they can tell you is no, and move on. Next. Just keep moving, right? Once you reach out to those 20 people, set up meetings, refine your pitch, and try to get them to commit to opportunities, whether it's now, later, if someone's ready to go, reach out to your network, come and go in the faith in our Skool group and say, hey guys, I just raised 200,000 or 100,000. I don't have a deal. What do you got? And go make money from that, right? And once you do that, finalize the deal details, close your first project, and then you can close your first deal with repayment. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. So do not think, Kalisha, is not that easy. Yes, it is. Commit. It's December 4. It's literally December 4. You know what's going to happen? A lot of times, I've experienced this for the past 2 years. Whenever it hits the 2nd to 4th week in December, so many of my lenders are like, hey, do you have a deal? I need to deploy money before the next year. It happens so much because a lot of times lenders, they want to show on their books that they deploy that capital within that tax year, because if they still have it, They have to pay taxes on it. So look out for that. It's an opportunity right now. Some people might be, hey, chill, take it easy, end of December. And some people are hustling because you're going to have lenders who want to deploy capital before the year ends. Here's some important things that I want you guys to also remember. Don't aim for perfection. Truly, do not. Focus on progress because every conversation builds momentum and credibility, bringing you closer to your goal. You start at 100,000, you keep going, you keep going. You want to raise that 10 million, trust me, you can. You just got to keep going, right? Raising private money, it's a process. It's not a one-time thing. You have to keep building those relationships and educating your network and staying top of mind. If this is like being able to raise money, it's a great skill to have because so many opportunities are going to come to you because guess what? Everyone needs money. Action is key. The more you put yourself out there, it's the more opportunities will come your way. I am a strong believer of that. The amount of opportunities has come to me because I put my self-doubt to the side and be like, girlfriend, stop chasing the shiny object syndrome. Commit to this raising money thing. Commit 100%, Kalisha. Commit to it to 90 days. And you'll see the progress that you make. And I committed for 90 days and the amount of doors that open, but I also got momentum from it and kept going. And look where I'm at today, right? You can be that person as well. Be persistent. Keep moving forward, guys. Even when things seem slow, every step you take will bring you closer to that goal. I guarantee you, right? You've got everything you need to start today. You have the basic stuff that you need. You don't need a fancy CRM. You have the basic stuff you need to start to hit your first 100K in private money just around the corner. So you can do it. You can really do it. So here's what I also want you guys to remember. If you want more guided training, more hand holding, again, we're doing the Elite Capital Raiser Pro 7-day free trial. If you don't like it, you can skedoodle, but I know you will, right? And you get all the training, weekly coaching calls, strategies. You get all the tools, the templates, the scripts of what to say, support, case studies, like different deals that we've done and how to structure those deals, how to get better at underwriting, how to master the skill. You get all of that in Elite Capital Raisers. And here is the barcode. Now you can take picture off the screen, right? That will take you directly to Elite Capital Raiser for you guys to check out the free trial. I'll leave it on the screen for some time, right? I'll leave it on the screen. And I'll also drop the link in the chat. Man, I see the chat and it's blowing up and I can't wait to dive in to see what you guys got. So check that out and you guys can do it. I'll drop it in the chat as well. Man, you guys are so active too. Like, yeah, I want you guys on my zones all the time. I love when y'all are so engaged. I hate zones when people just come and they just listen. And I understand if you're multitasking, but I want you to be engaged. This is how you learn. And for those who are wondering, like, this is what our accountability call is in our Elite Capital Raiser. Like, you cannot come on our calls and be quiet. Because I'm going to be like, Kim, what's happening? What did you do this week? I think I see Brianna, I see Arturo. I do the same with them. They can't be quiet. What you got going on? What was your goal last week? I saw that you put that goal in. Hello. Why didn't you achieve it? It's accountability. That's what we need. We need accountability. We can have all the tools, all the resources. There's nothing special about raising private money. Nothing. What's special about it is how do you add your twist to it? As the market changes, as you grow, as you want to raise more money for different things, businesses, how do you add a twist to it, right? How do you start finding different people to invest? Maybe now you only want to find people who want to give you a minimum of 300K and you'll get there. Now the question is, how do I find people who have more than 300K? How do I pitch to them? How do I surround myself with them? But raising money is the same basic foundation as once you understand that and having that accountability group to push you and push you and push you, you guys can get it there. Now, we can jump in. Questions, ask away, raise your hands. I'm going to try to catch up on the chat if there are questions there. You can raise your hand, unmute yourself, and ask away. All right.
I have a question.
Yes, break.
Hi, Kalisha. Thank you for your time. This is really great.
Love it. Let's
I
go.
always
What you
learn
got, my
from you.
love?
Something that I struggle with understanding, and you mentioned it just now, is that people who have money that they need to deploy before the end of the year, why is that? What is it that, because that is a benefit that I would love to be able to somehow put in my pitch when they ask, well, what is that? Because it is a benefit. I just don't know
Auto.
how to
Because
explain the tax stuff.
well, okay, as business owners, we want to make money. So now you find a lot of business owners are meeting with their tax persons, like I did it, and I found out I'm gonna have to pay a ton of money in taxes. So I'm like, ugh, I need to do something, right? So business
Oh,
owners, you have your income and your expenses. So if your net profit, let's say your net profit is $50,000, depending on your entity, how it's set up, you're gonna have to pay anywhere between 15 to 20% tax on that $50,000. Now, for some investors, they don't want to pay that tax on it. So what they'll do is give out a loan. So they will distribute that $50,000. So on their books, it shows that they issued a loan and they don't have that $50,000.
oh, wait. So, okay, hold on. I have to do it. Otherwise, I'm never going to figure this out. 50 times point 15, 0.15, 7,500. So they deploy 7,500.
No, they're going to deploy that $50,000. So you think about it. When you have a W-2 job, your taxes are deducted from your check, right? When you are doing this investing full time, you're not paying yourself. You're still obligated to paying taxes, right? So now it shows that, okay, you made $50,000. Legally, you have to pay taxes on that $50,000
Oh, okay. So
because,
they'll give out a $50,000 loan to
or
avoid
to
paying
avoid
a 15% tax
15
on
to
that money.
20%. Now, it just depends.
Interesting.
They may not give the full 50,000. Maybe they give 30. It's just up to them, right? But let's say they give the full 50,000, right? They will pay, they will show P&L on their profit and loss that they're in a negative. So most likely, if they have not given you guys legal advice, this is something I encountered last year. If you have a single member LLC, right, you have to pay self-employment tax. So even if you have a negative, you still have to pay the basic self-employment tax. Now, if there is a positive, you're paying way more money. So that's why private money lending, it's a tax advantage. And this is why a lot of people also invest and want equity in houses, because then if the property made a loss, they can benefit from that as well. But if you encounter someone like that and they're asking questions that you don't understand, just say, hey, I think I know the answer to that. Let me double check something and get back to you. And then you just reach out to me and I'll help you navigate the conversation.
I
Because
do need help because a lot of the people I'm like in my network that I am wanting to start this conversation with, they are business owners. And so I would like to articulate the benefits with that in mind. You have a business, this is how lending on real estate projects can benefit you as a business owner. I just don't know how to confidently say that because I don't understand so much of that.
So everything that I just said, that should be your basic way of pitching. You won't know everything until you have a conversation with them, because you don't know if they have a single member LLC or a partnership. You don't know if they have an S corp. So
So are
depending
those
how,
things I should be prepared to ask them in
no,
that first
well, yeah,
conversation?
you
Okay.
prepare to ask them that, but you won't have the answer to everything.
Okay. Okay.
But at least that would help to, if you understand the basics, which is, hey, if you have and you don't need to ask them what's your next profit, right? You can be like, just an example. Hey, if you have a net, did you know that if you had a net profit of 50,000 on the books, you're looking to pay anywhere between 15 to 25% in taxes. It just depends if on how your company is set up. If you have an S corp, a single member LLC, or a partnership LLC, it just depends.
Wow. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you for explaining that.
You're welcome, my love. Jamal.
Hey, how are you?
Good, good, good. Glad to have you here. What question do you got?
Yes, so I have a question for you. I have an actual deal here in McDonough, Georgia, 5 acre deal.
Mm-hmm.
I just paid for the 5 acres to be subdivided into single acre lots. I do new construction as an operator, so I wanted to know what does it look like to work with you on raising capital for this deal? When you say you're looking to partner with strong operators, what does that look like?
So that is, I think, because we spoke, and one, you already have the experience, so that is good. I can work with you. What I would look on from the deal perspective would be you already subdivided the lots, which is amazing. Now
Mm-hmm.
the goal is finding out what is each lot valued, right?
Okay, I know that.
So from there, and depend, let's say each lot is valued $50,000, but you only need $200,000. Well, let's say you need just 100,000. So then I could say, hey, I need first lien on 3 lots.
Okay,
Or if you have another project, a new construction project that you're working on, and if I know there's value there, I may take my 150 and go in second. Or if you have a rental, I may cross collateralize. It just depends what is the value of the lots and how much money do you need. We're gonna look on to make sure the person who's coming in and what position that they're going in, that their money is protected, worst case scenario, and they can
okay,
pull their money out of the deal. So you can just send the details over of what each lot is valid and how much money you need, and then we'll do our due diligence there.
okay. It works.
All right, perfect. All right, I'm going through the chat as well. So if you guys have questions, raise your hand. You can unmute yourselves to Alma said she used Canva. Once I have my HTML numbers, I can finally send my deck out. All I'm nervous. There you go. There you go, Alma. Use that deck, girl. Use that deck. It's gonna make your life so much easier as well. Who else? What do you guys got? Come on, man.
I do have one question. I had Jorge look at my slides. Is there anyone else who's experienced with raising private capital who wouldn't mind looking at my slide deck and just giving me some feedback?
I'll look at it. Drop it on the Skool group.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
And I'm glad you brought that up too, because a lot of times when we need help with certain things, that's what just drop it in the group. Guys, I'm
Okay,
on Skool all the time. I can literally respond.
okay.
I don't have a bot or a AI or a VA. It's me responding if you guys have questions. So drop it in on the Skool group. I'll drop the link here as well. So if you guys are not in the Skool group, y'all are like missing out.
Thanks, Kalisha.
You are welcome. Take advantage. Like, who doesn't like free stuff? You guys are insane. Like, who doesn't like free stuff? So I just dropped a link there as well. And I'm dropping the link just in case you miss it for the 7-day free trial. You can check that one out as well. I'm still going through the chat. Let's see. Abby said, I learn better working with others, trying to learn the same thing. We strengthen each other's skills or a lack thereof. I'm assuming that was talking about the pitching or partnering with persons, Abby. Let me know. Guys, what question? Come on. I know you guys have a question, but you're so shy and afraid to ask because you're like, is this going to be a dumb question? No.
I've got a question.
Yes, Camp.
Hopefully you can hear me. My daughter's playing piano, so I don't know how loud that is.
Oh, I can't hear it. You're good.
Okay, great. Okay, great. You didn't go over, could you touch on payment? Like, are you also private money lending with people that you are bringing in? Are you like a connector? So you're taking a percent, a certain percentage of the deal? Could you touch on how you're structuring?
That's a good question. I do lending myself, but it's only to people that I know. And then as it relates to structure and stuff, I never take a percentage of the deal. That gets complicated because your lender is paying interest on, if the loan document said they're getting paid 12% interest, that's what they should get. Because if your loan documents say 12%, that the lender should get, and I'm taking 2% from that, that makes it too complicated. And your lender is paying 12% on interest. He's paying taxes on the interest earned, sorry. I just try to keep it separate. If on the loan docs, the lender is lending 50,000 at 12%, and whatever the amount is, that is exactly what they're getting. My connective fee is structured completely different.
But so do you take that, like, say you had the actual borrower was fine with like 16%. So would you take like 4% and then your lender takes 12?
No. So, well, it could be both ways. My process is whatever rate the borrower wants to offer, I tell them what my fee is.
Okay.
And usually they tell me, do they want me to include that in the raise, or do they want me or do they want to pay that out of pocket?
Okay.
So I structure it completely different. And this is something that we go deeper into as well in the group, is talking about being a connector and structure and stuff. Because if you're also not careful, you will start violating certain things.
Right.
And you're putting yourself in a hole possibly with paperwork.
Yes.
So a lot of times just keep it simple and keep it clean. Don't overcomplicate it as well. But that's something that we talk about too.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. Oh, it's 8:12. All right. So I'm going to shut down at 8:15. If you guys don't have any more questions, I'm still going through the chat. All right. Oh, thank you, Spencer. I love connecting. It's crazy. Before I found out about being a connector, I was doing it and I had no clue that's what I was doing. But I think when I decided to go straight into it, I was like, I was raising money, but I didn't have deals. But I had such a great relationship with my lenders. I was like, if I'm connecting someone, I want to make sure that they're putting their money in a good deal. So I personally need to understand that deal that they're investing their money in. And because of that, I'm like, oh, I'm providing a great value to my investors. I'm not just saying, hey, Kim, here's a borrower. There you go, bye. And lenders appreciate that, especially when they are completely new, right? Because at the end of the day, I have a relationship with that lender. They're more comfortable with me and not the operator. They're trusting my instinct that, hey, Kalisha, you know this operator, and I'm lending based on, yes, the deal, but also the fact that you know them as well and you understand the deal and you can communicate to me that this is a good deal. I don't understand this. I have a lot of new lenders. I love working with new lenders. As long as I can get them to feel comfortable with lending, because if I'm new and I'm lending money, I want someone to be very transparent and say, hey, Kalisha, if you put your money in this is how your money is protected. Be upfront with me. Tell me everything that you're going to use my money for. Don't rush me. I want to feel comfortable. And if you make me feel comfortable, I'm going to invest with you. And if you provide a great experience, I'm going to keep reinvesting with you. And then I'm going to tell people within my network they need to invest with you because you're such a great borrower. All right. Okay, put the QR code up. Oh, honey, let me just drop the link. Hold on. Michelle, girlfriend. My girl. Guys, also, I'm going to put her on the spot. I'm going to put her on the spot. Guys, when it comes on to raising money, midterm rentals, that's the girl right there. She's in San Antonio, Texas. Michelle knows her stuff. She knows about running a business. She also has a construction company. She's also in the free group. So if you have questions, type in the group and tag her. She has a ton of resources and she knows her stuff, guys. So, and this is why it's so crucial to freaking network. Like, you guys are not taking advantage of the people. Like, I have two of my Black Card coaches in, what do you call that thing? In our group. Fund managers who are coaches in a mastermind that I'm a part of in our group. People who have raised millions of dollars in our group. So you guys need to go in. If you haven't even already, go introduce yourself in the free group. Where are you from? What's your goal? Hey, you got until December 31st. You can raise that $100,000. Commit and be consistent with it. It's not all about talk anymore. Stop talking. Start the year off right. Be done with the talking. Take action. You're gonna get left behind. Make sure you check out our calendar. We do these Q&As every other week, but you have to just check the calendar as well. If you guys have questions about lending, about investing, like take advantage, post it in the community as well. I'm on there every single day and can give you guys response. You can do it. Don't wait until 2025. Like start now, start the year strong, start putting that plan together. Just start building that momentum now. Like you just got to do it right now, guys. Like you won't be 100% ready. Like just commit and just make up your mind. Or go look in the mirror and look yourself dead in the eyes and be like, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to commit to this for 90 days and we're going to make it work. And you'll be surprised, like the transformation that you're going to get, and you can raise 100K. I know if Audrey's not on this call, but she's going to raise more than 100K. She already did it. So bam, now she just got to elevate her goal and do 200,000 or 300,000, right? But thank you guys for showing up, and always for a lot of familiar faces, for always showing up, for staying engaged as well. My people who are under Elite Capital Raiser Pro, like thank you guys for always showing up too. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and have yourself a great night. Bye guys.